Okay, welcome to this week's episode of Luv Subbin, and we are at the mothership.
Absolutely. We are at the new factory.
Yes.
And the Heritage Museum.
Right here in Jackson Center, Ohio. And we're going to tour the museum, we're going to tour the Heritage Center, we're going to do factory tours, which we won't be able to film, but we'll talk about them.
Right, we're going to do 2 of them.
And we're parked at the Airstream factory at the Terraport. We'll show that a little bit. And we're just going to soak up all things Airstream. I mean,
absolutely. This is going to be an Airstream trifecta.
Yeah, and I just sometimes have to take a moment being in Jackson Center.
Absolutely. We love it here.
Especially with what they've done here. I cannot wait. It's just open Memorial Day, so come along for this episode of Luv Subbin. So we're inside this building here, and you can see how gorgeous it is.
Right, it's so much bigger than the old one was.
And it just exudes the high quality of the Airstream trailer. So the factory tours assemble there. You've got a little cafeteria, a place where you can sign up for your tours. Tours occur, they're free every day at 1.
For the trailer tour.
And we did the motorhome tour this morning, which starts at 10 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
We're actually doing the trifecta with the museum and the 2 tours.
Right. And one tip is, you know, we got online to try and sign up online for the tours, and what happened?
And we were online, we were told that it was sold out.
And so we just stopped by and said, hey, you got room? And in both cases they said that they did, so we were able to get...
If you're sold out, if you want to do the tour, why not just check in and see if they have any availability?
Yes.
Put your name on the list.
Because it is well worth it. Whether you have an Airstream, any RV, or I'll say even if you have an interest in manufacturing,
it's a great
this is a spectacular tour.
It is.
So we just finished the trailer tour.
Yes.
And it was just absolutely unbelievable.
We had done the trailer tour in the old factory before, but this was actually 3 times as big.
Yeah, the old factory was 200 and something thousand square feet. This one's over 700,000 square feet.
It is huge.
And it is very big. And of course, coming from manufacturing, I had an eye for a lot of the different stuff that I was looking at. And it's pretty impressive. 1,400
employees currently, and they're still trying to hire.
They're still trying to hire. So
and fill out that first shift.
What if they need a quality control person?
Maybe.
But there was some other stuff that, you know, they were saying that most other RVs take about 50 hours to assemble. An Airstream takes 350 hours to assemble.
Almost a week, right? So the interesting thing about this factory is the way the trailers are actually made as opposed to some of the other trailers that are out there, correct?
Yes. A typical RV is built by, you take the frame, the floor, you build all your cabinets around it, and then you put the shell around it.
And here, they actually put the shell on first and make sure it's watertight before they start adding the inside stuff.
Right, they bring it into a booth where they spray it with 10,000 gallons of water from different jets before they put the interior in, and they have a guy sitting inside, or a gal. They say about 40% of the workforce here is female, and they're looking for leaks everywhere else.
And they do recycle the water and filter it before they reuse it again, but that's how they do the water check, right?
Yeah, it seems like a really cool place. I mean, they have an on-site cafeteria. They only work 1 shift.
Right.
And they work, I think they said 10 hours a day, and then on Friday they only work a half day. They have on-site health care.
Absolutely, that they can bring their families to as well.
Yeah, and they said during COVID that was really a key. They could do the COVID testing, they could do all that stuff right here on site.
And so if you're looking for work,
there are so many of them out there, and it was just so very interesting.
It was. They also do international models here too,
Yep,
right?
we did see one European, and we'll point that one out here if we can see it. Yeah, we can see it.
Yes.
So they do some European models.
They didn't allow us to film during the tour,
Right.
which, you know, confidential, proprietary stuff
Yeah,
like
we
that.
can see that.
But they do allow us to film through the window here.
Yeah, so we'll have some B-roll here. We'll put out some stuff. There's a new hump that they're putting on the classics, I guess.
Yeah, and some of the higher models, I guess.
Classics and Flying Clouds, they said, and everything else will get it next year. So that was something
that was something new.
Very new, but yeah, we had a great time with the factory tour.
Absolutely.
Let's go ahead and check out the museum. So we're going to go ahead and head on into the Heritage Center, which is free, and this is something we've been looking forward to for quite some time.
Since it opened in Memorial Day, right?
Yes, this building here had its grand opening over Memorial Day. We know that because a couple of our club members and officials of the Airstream Club were there, and yeah, we can't wait.
It should be fun. So I love these lawn chairs. They're being sold by Airstream Supply Company.
Yeah, those.
They have a little Airstream logo on them, and they're very vintage looking.
Yeah, and this is for their theater, which you can kind of see here. We might watch a movie, and normally I'd be like, in lawn chairs? Oh.
And you got the choice of 3 movies here that you can choose. You can do Airstream Anthem, The Creed, Life is Considered, and 90 Years of Airstream.
These caravans, he was doing it so long ago, and it was such a groundbreaking thing. And it's funny that we've almost come full circle to where that's becoming popular, right?
I'm not sure you can actually pedal though, right?
You can't pedal.
No.
But this is recreating one of the most iconic Airstream pictures ever taken when a French cyclist, I forget his name, but a French cyclist actually pedaled the lightweight Airstream to prove how lightweight they were. So there's artifacts in this museum and not just trailers. For example, you know, one of the reasons Wally went on these caravans was to use the trailers himself. You know, how many times have we said, Airstream engineers have never obviously ever slept in this thing.
Roundabout.
Yeah, exactly. Table that I hit my head on. But he would dictate on this particular piece of equipment here, which is called a sound scriber, and he would send these discs back to the factory. Hey, improve this. Hey, this needs to be worked. And if you guys have ever been to my website, www.luvsubbin.com, you know I've got all of my favorite quotations. And I don't have either of these two, and I think I'm going to have to add one of these two. Let's not make any changes. Let's make only improvements. Or, perhaps one of my favorites, don't give me any reasons why it can't be done.
Good point. So this is the very rare double-door Airstream. We have a friend of ours who actually came to the Airstream factory and had an additional door put in. So he invented that all over again.
Okay, this is obviously one of the trailers that I have been waiting this entire trip to see. And the last time we saw this trailer, it was outside, right?
It was outside, and we were wishing we were able to get a close-up of it.
And we've mentioned this trailer before in our Filiform video, so if you haven't watched that video, you can check out all
This, back in the day, was an anodized gold trailer because he was experimenting with that because he was thinking all these trailers would come in different colors.
Right, pink trailers, purple trailers, and so he was thinking maybe he could do it, but there were problems which we explained in that Filiform video.
Right.
So check that out. But the Heritage Center here has painted this one gold. And the reason I'm so totally obsessed with this is because Cindy, for Christmas one year, gave me the Cape Town to Cairo book by Lily Douglas. And if any of you want to go on that caravan with Cindy and I, leave a comment below because as near as I can tell, I desperately want to go from Cape Town to Cairo.
Yeah.
And I figure we've taken some of the Pennsylvania roads, we've taken I-88, so we're ready to go.
I'm not sure our little love sub is, though.
Yeah, but same size. So Wally spent 14,000 miles and over a year in a 22-foot trailer.
That's what this is.
In Africa. And
no air conditioning.
And no air conditioning, no lift kit, no.
Nope.
Not a lot of stuff that we enjoy now.
Right.
Look at this. This one was on the African Caravan too. How wonderful is it that these two trailers
Wally Byam did not
have been reunited?
It was the adventure of a lifetime. Caravanners met Ethiopian Emperor Haile Selassie and were invited to his
Spray. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, now that Cindy's over there, I can say this. She's not within earshot. My dream is always to take my trailer over to Europe. And I know there's a million different things that would have to happen, but to add Austria and Germany and Czechoslovakia, well, you can't do that. That would be awesome. This is just so cool that they have this little area where kids can play maybe. and get some books and toys and stuff and sitting around this campfire while maybe the adults check out the streams. What a beautiful facility.
So in the 70s, the Airstream company came out with a separate brand called the Argosy, and it was supposed to be a more medium-priced product. And the reason it was more medium-priced was that the end caps were made of steel and the whole thing was just painted. But I think it was very popular at the time, and I just love the look of them.
Yeah, and one of the things that they would do too, I think they tried a lot of the different stuff, the new stuff that they wanted to put on the Airstreams. That way, if it didn't really work out, well, didn't hurt the brand a whole lot. So
yeah, so these are very fun to look at.
But some of the, I've seen these are things that are painted, and it is amazing. Some of the paint jobs.
Some beautiful colors on them. So I actually didn't realize this was a hearse. I was just admiring the wood trim on that, and I came back here and I said, this big storage compartment's big enough to put a coffin in. And sure enough, that's probably where it went.
I wonder why you would need padding. It's not like you're going to hurt somebody in there.
No, I think it's more of a look, so that people think that their loved one is traveling in luxury, I guess. What is this for a second one?
I bet this would be for a flower
Yes, a flower display.
So many of you may know that Airstream is owned by Thor. And Thor owns a zillion different RV brands, RV companies, just practically everyone. They're the largest RV manufacturer in the world. And I hear people say, whoa, Thor ruined Airstream. No, Thor saved Airstream. Airstream was being owned by Beatrice, and Wade Thompson and Thomas Orthwine bought Airstream from Beatrice. It was the first RV company they had, and Thor actually comes from combining Thompson and Orthwine, Thor, to get Thor.
So this was another one of Wally Byam's trailers, and he actually painted this one to match his Cadillac for the European tour so that everybody could recognize him as the leader of the group.
I kind of like Wally.
Yeah.
That dude up there.
Yeah.
I think we would have gotten along. Very pompous.
Yeah.
So here's a name you may remember if you are on the Airstream Addicts Facebook group, which is the largest Facebook group about Airstreams, and that's Frank Debona. And they were saying that he does a lot of the Airstream mashups. And look at that. That is so cool. He's got a lot of his work here that they've displayed of famous artists, famous works. They say he got the idea when he saw Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel, and he thought, God created the Airstream too. Uh-oh. I think we're going to be spending some money.
Yep. So this gift store is supplied by the Airstream Supply Company. So anything that you see here would also be available on their website as well.
Yes, and this is different from the store that's in the service center. This is more chic kind of stuff versus like rivets and
Like
covers
this-
and stuff.
Like this t-shirt here. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The mothership is calling.
All right. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get some stuff.
So what did you end up getting?
All right, so here's my haul. Pillow for my hammock. You guys know how much I like hammocking, and I've been using a rolled up towel.
Yes, you needed a hammock
Airstream.
pillow.
Patch for the back of my jacket. I don't know what we're going to do with this, but we're going to do something with this.
Yep.
And we're running low on coffee, and the choice is to go to a grocery store or to have Wally Byam coffee.
So yeah,
What choice would you make?
absolutely.
The choice is clear.
So if you've seen our boondocking video, you'll see that these are our awning lights. I can actually see the Bare Bones logo on them. So Airstream likes them as well.
All right, well, there you have it. That basically marks the end of our fall trip number 1.
From Jackson Center, we went to a state park that we found on Lake Erie.
Yeah, and we were going to do some fun there, but
Boy, the weather was just insane.
Ridiculous. I mean, the lake was all over the place. The wind.
You probably wouldn't have heard anything because the wind noise was so great.
So what did we think of our trip?
I thought it turned out very fun for such a sort of quick turnaround because we went down south to Alabama and we quickly sort of turned around to come back.
Yeah, like we've said, we've got to be back for our rally. So,
and then we're headed back down south again
for fall trip number 2.
So we did very well, though. We only had one set of advanced reservations, and we just sort of made up our trip as we went, right?
Yeah, and I think that dispels the whole myth about having to book everything a year in advance. I mean, we only had one, and the only reason we did that
was because we had to be there
for the wedding, right? So that was the only one.
Yep.
What were some of your favorite campgrounds?
I liked the Corps of Engineer one that we stayed in Kentucky.
Yeah, that was super nice.
Yes, that
got
was
some good hammocking time in.
And the sunsets were just so pretty over the lake like that.
Yep.
It was really nice.
How about the favorite thing that you did this trip?
I liked the bridge walk. That was exciting.
Yep.
And
check out that video here.
Mm-hmm. And the cave boat ride.
Yeah.
Which, to me, both tours were sort of insane that they would let you do that.
Yep.
Because I was number one that overhang.
Right.
I can't believe they let us do that without helmets on, much less do it.
Yep. And for me, along those same lines, if I can't believe they let you do that, I enjoyed the Sloss furnaces the most. That was spectacular in Birmingham.
Yes.
Very much enjoyable.
That was very, very neat. So we saw some really amazing things this trip.
Yep. So we're going to turn it around in 1 week, do our rally, and head back down south.
And we'll see some more fun stuff, I think.
So if you like this video,
give us a big thumbs up.
And if you think we've earned a subscription, click the subscribe.
And comment below if you have had a favorite thing to do in any of the places that we visited.
Right. Because we come out with RV and Airstream related videos just like this one every Tuesday.
Thanks for watching.